We're looking ahead now to one of the biggest weeks in the racing calendar with a special event happening right here in Ennis. This Sunday evening, Hotel Woodstock will host a Cheltenham Preview Night in aid of Pieta House and Milford Hospice, bringing together top racing minds and local supporters for what promises to be a fantastic evening. And joining me now is Sean Lally, co-owner of Hotel Woodstock, to chat about it. Sean, good morning to you.
Good morning, Alan.
Thanks very much for being with us. Cheltenham, always one of the standouts in the racing calendar. How has this preview night come about?
Well, it was about 2 years ago. I was looking around and I saw in other counties lots of different Cheltenham Preview Nights, and I started checking out in Clare, and it turned out there hadn't been one here in about 8 or 9 years. And I asked a number of reporters that were into the whole horsey side of it, who would you go to organise this type of thing? And they all came up with one name, and that was Hannon. And I certainly hit the jackpot when I rang Ger. Now, I left it a little bit late 2 years ago. I think it was January, and obviously the festival was on in March. And he thought about it, and I could see the seed was planted. So we made a deal that we would talk the following year, but we spoke in November, just gone. And Ger, like what he's pulled together in a short space of time in terms of the people that are there on the night and the auction items and the prizes is just exceptional. And I'm really looking forward to it. And I think when you look at Milford Hospice and Pieta House, like everyone is doing everything here free of charge. So all proceeds are going to those two charities, and I think 1 in 2 people are going to be affected by cancer, unfortunately, throughout their lives. So, and there's lots of the people, unfortunately, affected by suicide in the county and beyond. So, those two charities are exceptionally good causes. I'm really excited about it, and even I tell you, I'm looking forward to hearing them all. But one in particular, Davy Russell, is an absolute comedian. I've heard him interviewed numerous times, and about 20 years ago I had a leg and 2 horses, and he rode the horses a number of times, but the guy is just so funny. He's the one I'm really looking forward to. So I can't wait for Sunday night, basically.
Yeah, and Hannon is with us, of course, runs Ralahine Stud, producer, store horses, point-to-point commentator. Good morning to you. And given what Sean said there, and we've had you on the show many times talking about various horse-related events and so on, I think it's safe to say if there's something you don't know about horses, it's not worth knowing. But with this being a charitable event, I guess it was a no-brainer to get on board.
Yeah, we're doing it through the County Clare Hunt as well. And I'd say we've been on before, Alan, talking about our various, we did a Pat Smullen fundraiser, and we did a breast cancer fundraiser there as well. And we also done one for Clare suicide as well before in the past. We've raised over 35 grand, I think, to date. So, you know what I mean? It's great. We like to give something back. And, when Sean rang me there, he's right. He rang me probably a bit late last year. But this year, as soon as he rang me, I put out a few calls, and the very first person I rang was Davy Russell. I know Davy Russell is an absolute legend in horse racing. Like, he's a Gold Cup winning jockey. He rode 22 festival winners, but he is renowned for being on the preview circuit. He's renowned for being a character. He's just a very funny man. He's got that bit of that Cork wit. But I rang Davy, and I actually said to him, I'm not asking you, Davy, to be on the panel. I'm just asking, how would you do this? And I told him the story, what was going on, and he said to me, I'll be the first man there. So do you know what I mean? Just to have Davy on board from word go was a huge shout. We have an expert panel. We've got JJ Slevin, then he's retained rider for Isaac Swade and Simon Manure. He's got some massive rides. He rides for he's involved in the Joseph O'Brien yard. He's one of Ireland's best jockeys at the minute. So he's a great call. We've Eric McNamara. Eric is having his best season to date yet. Eric is there in Rathkeil. He's an absolute gentleman. I think he trained a few of Sean's horses in the past, and he's a very, very well-known, astute judge of form as well. He's 3 or 4 runners in the festival. And then we have Christian Williams. Christian Williams now used to ride for Paul Nichols, and he was a top jockey. He's now training. He's a brilliant target trainer. He's a couple of horses entered in Cheltenham. He's trained Scottish and Welsh national winners, but he's small story to him. His daughter Bessie was diagnosed with leukemia 4 years ago at 5 years of age. I'd be quite friendly with Christian. We'd be good friends. And I just happened to tell him about the preview night. I didn't ask him. And all he said to me was, it'll be a pleasure for me to come. So, I mean, when people are that generous with their time, a man coming over from Wales, I'd hope that the people around Clare and the surrounding areas would make an effort to try and come and support us on the night, because, as we say, I said to Sean, there'll be no one getting anything out of it, only the charities. Everything is being voluntary. We've got some amazing auction prizes even as well. I met Gordon Elliott last week. I just happened to say to him, he was like, he said, a morning for 4 people, and I'll bring them for lunch and I'll bring them for a few beers afterwards. We have the same from Henry de Bromhead. We've even got John Joe Neal, Jackdaw's Castle, which is one of the most famous training establishments in the UK. Champagne breakfast in the morning on the gallops with them. We've got horse feed. We've so many things for the auction even. But I suppose it's all about racing, and the tips and the people that are coming here will want to will want a few winners, and we have an expert panel, and we're just really, really looking forward to it.
Yeah, in fairness, Sean, anyone who heads along who's interested in horse racing and a flutter and that, if these 4 guys are pointing you towards certain horses, you're going to take their word. But I mean, not sure what you were expecting from Ger when you got in touch with him, but it sounds like he's delivered, and then some.
It's absolutely exploded. Like, here I am now thinking, oh God, why am I going to Cheltenham? I'd love to do that. I was lucky to go there once. I'd say it was about 20 years ago. I know it was the same year anyway that England won the World Cup, because we capped it off with an Ireland-England match in Twickenham. It was England's first home game, and Ireland won as well. So I was a nervous wreck coming back in the plane into Shannon after that weekend, because we went up and down from London and kicked it off at 8 o'clock in the morning with Bubbly on the way up in the train. So it's a great event. It's a fantastic festival. And like, there's a huge, like, Ireland has a fantastic horse racing tradition, like absolutely massive, you know, and over the last number of years, thankfully, in terms of wins over in Cheltenham, you know, we've been doing exceptionally well. And there's a huge interest in Clare as well. So I'm really delighted and really, really excited about this event on Sunday night.
Yeah, look, hopefully it'll raise a lot of money for both causes, Jerba. And hopefully, you know, there'll be good fun and a bit of a crack as well. In terms of Cheltenham, be expecting the Irish to do well again?
Yeah, we will. Of course, we've a couple of Clare horses running, and we have probably one of the bankers for the meeting is Bambino Fever, owned by Declan O'Connell and the O'Connell family back in Kilmurray McMahon. She won at the Cheltenham Festival last year. She won the bumper. She'd be, it's great to see the Clare colours in the winners' enclosure in Cheltenham. I was there last year. I happened to meet them, and they were absolutely brilliant scenes in Cheltenham. And then, of course, the horse that she actually beat last year was a horse called Heads Up, who's owned by Darren McDonough below in Cratloe. So it was a 1-2 in the Grade 1 bumper last year. Both those horses go back to Cheltenham with a very live shout. And then, of course, Derek O'Connor will have a strong book of rides. You know, Derek has been a great supporter of us in Clare and all around, and he's retained by JP. So he'll have some great rides with JP McManus over the few days. And just a note, I suppose, as well, we're lucky there. We have a bookmaker on Sunday night that will be taking bets. Neil Casey was a Clarecastle man, well-known Clarecastle man. He is works for Star Sports, and they're going to be there tonight. They're giving €500, 100 a man to the 4 panellists and myself to have and for charity. So the funds will go to the charity if we've managed to back a winner, which hopefully we will. And he'll be there on the night with extra specials as well. So it's going to be a great night. There'll be plenty of freebies from even Star Sports. They're doing special offers. And, as I said, if Davy Russell will have you in stitches. I was at a preview night on Thursday night in the Woodlands for the Creona Foundation. It was a great night. I think there was over 30,000 raised. But Davy Russell was the star of the show, and he really is box office at these preview nights. So I guarantee you will have a good night.
That bodes well, Sean, doesn't it? And in particular, if you can raise anything near that for Pieta and for Milford Hospice, it will be a roaring success. So 7:30 this Sunday evening. In terms of tickets, can people pay at the door on the night? Do they have to get tickets beforehand?
Yeah,
tickets. Sorry. Go on, Gerard.
Yeah, tickets can be bought through Eventbrite. We have a link on the social media, but we kind of envisage that most will be on the night. Sean is very kindly, he as I say, the facilities Sean has, and he's putting up finger food and putting up everything. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be a great value night. I don't know why I know Dancing with the Stars is probably on or whatever it is, but I guarantee you'll have a lot more entertainment in Woodstock on Sunday night.
There you go. That's a very good selling point, Ger. Fair play to you. And thanks to both of you for being with us this morning. So that is the Cheltenham Preview Night in aid of Pieta and Milford Hospice at Hotel Woodstock this Sunday from 7:30. My thanks to Ger Hannon there and co-owner Hotel Woodstock, Sean Lally, for being with us on Friday's Morning Focus.